Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Oscar's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Let's delve into more of Oscar's trauma, shall we? That uncomfortable posture he wore while Nathan grilled him about this has returned, and it's hard to ignore the guilt in my chest. But this is a serious question. What about guys you'd keep trying to sleep with, like me? What do you do if they tried calling or messaging you? Oscar? I just blocked them. I don't want any conflict about it. It's always clear it's nothing serious. I didn't want anything more than just a simple lay, and that's what I get, man. Most guys don't throw a fuss about it. They know what we're getting into. Nathan's a special case. That guy was a virgin that wanted more, so he caught feelings when he shouldn't have. We barely knew each other. But what about me? Huh? Now Oscar's alert, and it's like life has flowed back into him. That smile still hasn't returned, but just his shocked expression is more than welcome compared to that blank nothingness. It looks like someone just threw him overboard into the Arctic Sea. It makes me feel a little guilty, but I know myself. If I didn't address this now, I'd be stuck thinking about it late at night. His composure quickly returns, and that agape expression morphs into one of concern. He squats down to keep his eye level as he slowly puts an arm around my shoulder, giving me more than enough time to pull away. But I don't, because I want him to prove himself. So far, Oscar's been nothing but kind and honest with me whenever he asked. He deserves time to explain himself. To prove he wasn't just going to bed me and ghost me like Nathan. Hey, man, there's no way I'd do that to you. But you just said that you ghost the guys you hook up with. Why wouldn't you do the same with me afterward? It's not like that. Listen, I haven't met anyone like you. I really enjoy spending time with you, man. I wouldn't just abandon you. Those were strangers. I consider you a friend. I always treat my friends well. Sure, it might be a rule that I don't get close to those I sleep with, but I told you, there's always exceptions. But hey, we don't have to do anything. I wouldn't push you into sleeping with me. I'd rather you want to, but I'm just telling you. There's no way I'd just drop you. We're too close for that. You mean it? All of it. I couldn't take it back if I wanted to. Selwyn would bite my head off if I did. Or worse, he might tell Papa Bear. God, he knows him now. Could you imagine what he'd do if he found out? He gives a convincing look of horror. There's even a shiver that goes along with it, though he quickly gives up the facade with a wink. Despite my best efforts, it cracks a smile on my face. He just knows how to get me to smile no matter what. There's that smile. Don't stress about it, and don't let it ruin your day. Things were going good, right? Yeah, they were. Do you want me to stop touching you? I can if you want me to. No, I don't mind it. That brings his smile back in full force, and it's enough for me to roll my eyes and join him. Oscar's truly the hardest book to read. He's so obvious, but so confusing sometimes. Second now. Actually, you know what, y'all? Give me 1 second. I need to grab my cup of coffee. I'm coming back. 1 second, y'all. Okay, there we go. I mean, shit, it's gonna be lukewarm, but, whatever. It's fine. It's coffee. Coffee is coffee. Alright, give me a sip of that. Still not bad. That's how you know it's good coffee. If it can stand up to the room temperature test, it's good coffee. Alright. That's what makes them so fun. Alright, enough depressing stuff for now. Let's go to the pool so you can meet the boys. I can take a dip and Coach gets to yell at me. We all win. Thanks for your understanding. Of course, man. Don't want to hurt anyone. I do feel bad with what happened with Nathan. I wouldn't let that happen with you. I know. Great, because that's more than enough heavy stuff for 1 year. Time for some fun. Sounds good? More than good. Aw, bunch of cuties. The gym is significantly more crowded than the previous times we visited, and we're only in the pool area. The traffic coming through the front door when we arrived was immense. I didn't realize that many people use the gym. I've never really used one before. The pool area was just as crowded, except for the lanes Oscar showed me on our previous visit, which had been sectioned off for swim team practice. There's plenty of students preparing or already doing laps that must be part of the swim team. The coach is nowhere to be seen yet, but from the way Oscar was talking about him, I assume he'll arrive soon. Selwyn is also nowhere to be seen, yet Oscar mentioned that he had therapy today. I wonder if he's finished already. A lot of guys showed up early today. Don't worry about most of them. They're chill dudes. You're friends with all these guys? There's so many of them. I didn't realize there'd be this many on the swim team. There's easily over 20 guys here. It's insane. Yeah, well, we're on good terms, you know. Most of these guys are just part of the swimming club. The actual travel teams are a lot more restrictive. Those guys I'm more familiar with. So these guys aren't all on the swim team? Nah, these guys are just part of the club that anyone could sign up for. They won't be bothering us. They have their own group run by seniors. We'll be dealing with just the swim teams. Teams? There are multiple? Yeah, it's a little confusing, so we'll skip a lot of the details. Basically, we're a Division I school, which essentially means we're part of the best when it comes to swimming. Our swimming department gets a lot of budget, which means better equipment, clothes, coaches, larger teams, and more scholarship money. I was recruited right out of high school for my amazing performance. Most colleges typically have 2 teams, an aquatics and non-aquatics team. It wouldn't be fair to stick an otter against a lion, after all. How large they are depends on the school, but ours are 15 each. That's a lot of people. Did you all get recruited? Nah, a lot of guys here got recruited, but they have a limited budget on scholarships they can offer. I got a larger one than usual, so there was less to go around. It must have been really exciting. Despite wearing his usual wide smile, he doesn't look as enthused about the conversation that I would have expected. In fact, he almost looks bored of it. Talking now, it is coffee time. Oh yeah. That's my shit right there, boy. Alright. Nah, not really. I'm not really super into the competitive side. I'm just really good and train a lot, so they want me around. All I wanted was to focus on my swimming, so why not get on a team and have college pay for the whole way? I thought you said your scholarship wasn't a full ride. Yeah, that one helped a bit, but it wasn't anywhere near enough for a place like this, but I have a few other ones that help with that. That catches my attention and I nearly slip on the wet floor. Thankfully, Oscar's nearby enough that I'm able to steady myself on his arm. To my luck, he doesn't comment on it. You got multiple scholarships? From here? I thought Everwinter was super competitive with them. Well, what can I say? I got a lot of charm. They must have liked me. They couldn't keep their hands off me. Now, let me introduce you to some of the guys, and then I'll take a dip before Coach gets here. Most of the team was shockingly uninteresting. They were just regular students that just happened to be a little better in the water than others. They didn't seem particularly fond of Oscar, other than asking him if he was coming with them to an upcoming party. None of them really felt like anything more than an acquaintance. I'm reminded of what Selwyn mentioned to me earlier. He said that Oscar didn't really have many other friends. I thought he was over-exaggerating, but there was a distance between even those he has good relations with. I just don't like to dislike him either. It's more like he's not engaging with them anymore than just having some fun and partying together. It's not like his friendship with Selwyn or even our little group. Soon enough, most of the guys disappear into their own little cliques and we're back to being alone. Though that doesn't last very long as someone taps on my shoulder. It's Selwyn, who's not only already in his Speedo once again, but completely drenched. I must have been doing laps when we came in and I didn't notice. Oscar doesn't look too surprised by his presence, so he must have noticed him too. Hey, nice of you to join us, man. I saw you shredding down that thing. Still just focus on your breaststroke, huh? You're gonna start giving some of the seniors a run for their money. The lion beams at that, and the otter doesn't hesitate to pull the 2 of us against the sides of his chest, completely ignoring just how dripping wet the feline was. Some water spraying off onto my cheek, and it's enough to have me spluttering. The way he treats us and even our little group is such a stark contrast to the rest of the team. Selwyn tugs on the otter's arm to relay something into his ear, though the lion does make a sheepish glance in my direction. As our eyes meet, he gives me a welcoming smile and a thumbs up, which I quickly return. Hey, he was just asking how our little trip went to the football field. He was pretty good. We found a little friend of Conrad, and he said he'll help us in the future. He was a little smitten with Wallace here, so you better make your move first. That provokes a flustered response from the lion, who quickly pulls away and gives the otter a shove, only for his teasing anger to quickly morph into horror as he remembers that I'm on the other side of him. But Oscar's able to keep us intact without much hassle. That diffuses any of the tension until the 3 of us are laughing. It's a nice refreshment from everything that's happened these last few days. From the entirety of yesterday to learning about Conrad from Nathan, I didn't realize how emotionally exhausting it all was. You good? You're looking a little out of it. Huh? Both Oscar and Selwyn are looking at me with mild concern on their face, though Oscar looks much more reassuring with his gentle eyes and warm smile. Second, y'all. Coffee time. Coffee done. Alright. I'm just asking if you wanted to swim. I know we made a big thing about it yesterday, but if you'd rather relax on the side, I wouldn't mind. I could even show it off for you. Am I even allowed to swim here? Well, we don't have to use this area. There's a public pool still open in another area. Remember, we're a Division I school. We have the budget to not lock the whole pool down for practice. But aren't you guys here for practice? Our favorite line here but I just show up to every practice. I don't even remember what day I'm supposed to come in. Today is the non-aquatic teams practice. I hadn't even noticed that there wasn't any aquatic species until he mentioned it. Now that he does, I can see that there's other felines, canines, even a few rodents and marsupials around. You don't have to give up practice if you want. I really don't mind just watching. How about this? We do a little bit of a practice and then go relax at the other pool. I won't pass up a chance to show off for you. Plus, you get to have fun and have a show. That sound good? Yeah, that sounds great. Ain't that just peachy? The deep, gritty voice causes all three of us to join, and we whirl around to find a very familiar crocodile behind us, wearing the same shirt and shorts covered in Everwinter's signature blue and white. Coach, hey! Don't be like that, Castle. You don't have to always be like that. I'm not here to harass you. I haven't caught you around here yet today, so I'm fine with you being here. I wish you'd take more of a break, but I'll take what I can get. Oscar just gives a huff, but his smile quickly returns and he gives me a little reassuring wink. It's not enough to entirely dwell the memories of how badly the interaction went last time, but it doesn't sound like there will be any shouting this time. Told you, Coach. I'm fine. I can handle more than that. And I've told you that I don't care. Don't push yourself, Castle. We need your body to hold us, and we need you to not gain any more muscle. You were a lot slimmer when we recruited you. Not by much, but by something. I used to be able to fit my hands around your waist before. Not a chance anymore. Your hands are huge. My point stands. Anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm more curious about your little friend. I didn't think bringing guests wasn't allowed. It's not. I just wasn't expecting to see him again. You never brought someone here before, let alone again. Selwyn acted surprised when Oscar first brought me here as well. He must really be lacking in connections if everyone's surprised if he's in the company of a friend that isn't Selwyn. We're gonna do some practice and then head over to the other pool. I haven't been able to show off my skills since summer break. I figured. You always were antsy about getting in the water. Listen, some of the guys aren't going to be coming in today, so we have a couple free lanes over here. As long as you don't bother the other guys, you're free to use them. You three can use them. Second, y'all. Alright. Last minute and a half. Let's make it count. Selwyn's shocked that he's being included as well and makes that thought clear as he grabs the coach's attention. Yeah, even you, Lloyd. You do your usual drills. I already know you practice with Castle here on the side. Just don't follow his example too much. We want guys to keep their muscle mass to a minimum, understood? With a quick nod, the coach dismisses the two of us to get a chance while giving instructions on what he wants Oscar to work on. I half expected him to just let Oscar do what he wants since this wasn't his practice, but he looks to be taking Oscar's desire for additional training sessions seriously. I'm not able to hear most of it as Selwyn leads me to the changing room. I can see Oscar making the occasional remark that I half expected to annoy the reptile, but all I can catch is the corners of his mouth struggling to hold back a smirk. The otter catches my gaze and gives another wink that makes the crocodile roll his eyes, but it's enough to have my face flushed. It's not until my phone buzzes in my pocket that I realize we've been standing in the locker room entrance while I watch the two of them. It's a message from Selwyn, who's sitting down next to a gym back with a towel loosely piled next to him. He's still dripping wet, but his hands look to be dried enough to not damage his screen. Whoa! Oh, okay, it's a text message. Alright, I'm about to say, someone talking? I saw the two of you cuddling this morning. It was very cute. You two looked like you were really happy. I was a little jealous. You're gonna have to include me next time. All three of us? Oscar wouldn't mind, or just you. I think the bed might be a little crowded if we're all squished onto it. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amarth. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. You're awesome, and we love you. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye-bye!